Hey guys, I thought that I would go ahead and share with you what I wore during my postpartum period, and I'm going to do this video in a what I wore this month kind of a style so that you can have an idea of how heavy my flow was each day. I'm going to begin actually before my postpartum period when my water broke, and I'll try and count up for you what I wore, how many I wore each day. To begin with, though, just to give you guys a little perspective, this was my third postpartum period, my third baby, and it was a vaginal delivery and there were no complications. So that might affect how my flow went this time around. So at first, my water broke and I had to wear something, so I put on these Loopy For You flannel top, terry core, PUL back. These are 9-inch. And I went through 3 of them as my water broke. This is the one that I wore to the hospital. And at that point, my labor progressed and my baby was born. And from there, after he was born, I wore the hospital pads until, I would say maybe a day and a half. And at that point, my flow became light enough that I could switch to my cloth, and oh, was I ready to switch to cloth. So what I began with was, I think this one, a 10-inch Pink Lemonade Shop organic bamboo velour, WinPro back, and the core is, I think, bamboo fleece. Then I wore jersey top Pink Lemonade Shop. Same core, WinPro back. And then I wore, and the maker of this no longer has a shop, and I don't even remember the name of her shop, but this is a 9-inch heavy with hidden PUL and a flannel back. And then I put on Eco Hearted 12-inch postpartum pad. After that was my first day wearing cloth, but it wasn't a full day. I wore 4. The next day, let me get the next pile out, I wore a Mother Moon pad, Minky top, Zorb core, WinPro back. I wore another Mother Moon, Minky top, Zorb core, WinPro back. And I think these are 10 inches. And then I wore this homemade Minky top using Sweet Dragon 12-inch flared. This is a Minky top Zorb core PUL back, and this is 2 layers of Zorb in it. And then I wore this Cloth Junkies heavy 10-inch cotton top. I want to say Zorb core with a hard WinPro back. And then I wore this Green for Less 11-inch cotton top Zorb core WinPro back. Next I wore this Junebug Studios cotton top Zorb core WinPro back. I think this is 9 inches. And then that night I put on this Yurtcraft 12 point, not sure what the point is, cotton top bamboo fleece core WinPro back. So that second day of wearing cloth, I wore 7 total pads. Next up, the next day, this one, where this actually was maybe even in the middle of the night. I'm not sure exactly how I kept track of this, but I wore this homemade using Sweet Dragon pad, 10-inch flannel top Zorb core PUL back. This Eco Hearted 10-inch, sorry, it's got a little bit of staining, 10-inch cotton top Zorb core WinPro back. Sorry, I'm trying to find where I'm at on my list. This Yurtcraft 9-inch regular absorbency bamboo core WinPro back. Wore this Creations by 5 cotton top. This is regular absorbency 10-inch pad, cotton top Zorb core WinPro back. This is that same maker who no longer has a shop, and this was cotton top flannel core hidden PUL flannel back, and it's a heavy absorbency. I don't remember if I said. And this was 5 total pads. Next up, and here pretty soon I'm going to have to be digging around in my piles because I did laundry at that point. So bear with me. I have this pad, which was homemade using the Sweet Dragon 12-inch flare, flannel top, Zorb core, and PUL back. Yurtcraft flannel top. I can't remember the core. WinPro back, bamboo fleece core. Eco Hearted, cotton top, Zorb core, WinPro back, it's 10-inch. And then I think, oh yes, here it is. And then I used Pink Lemonade Shop, heavy 10-inch with the jersey top again, for a total of 4 pads that day. So I'm getting to about towards the end of my first week postpartum from here. Next up, I used this Yurtcraft 10-inch heavy cotton top, her bamboo fleece core, WinPro back, Cloth Junkies regular, a Zorb core, and a hard face WinPro. Green for Less 10-inch cotton top, Zorb core, WinPro back. And then this 9-inch heavy with the hidden PUL in it. And I think that's it. Yes, I wore 4 pads that day. Next up, and this is one I'm going to have to do a lot of digging all over the place, I wore the Green for Less 10-inch pad. I wore my Junebug Studios 9-inch regular, and this is the 10-inch is a regular absorbency also. And then I wore this Cloth Junkies heavy 10-inch, and then I wore Mother Moon Pads Minky 10-inch. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 pads again. Next up, more digging, sorry, because I did laundry in between. It's a little messier, but so next up, I did this Loopy for You flannel top Zorb core PUL back. I did Eco Hearted 10-inch cotton top Zorb core WinPro back. I did Eco Hearted 8-inch Zorb core, and this is a regular absorbency since it's a Zorb core, and WinPro back. And I did used Creations by 5 10-inch regular absorbency, and let's see if I can find it. Here it is. Then I used this Eco Hearted 10-inch regular absorbency, and then Pink Lemonade Shop heavy 10-inch. And that day I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pads. The next day I wore, sorry, it's getting very crazy, pad crazy everywhere. The next day I wore my Grumpy Cat pad. Let's see if I can find it again. Here it is. Next day I wore Green for Less 10-inch regular, my 9-inch heavy, and my Eco Hearted 10-inch regular. So that day I wore 3 pads. The next day I went down to some light pads. So I used this Love Your Reusables and this, oh, and the Love Your Reusables is a light 8-inch pad, sorry, and it's flannel top. I want to say some kind of a fleece core, maybe bamboo fleece, and then it's Winpro backed. And then Yurtcraft 9-inch regular, and I used both of my 9-inch regular Yurtcraft pads that day for three pads, 2 regulars, 1 light. And then the next day I wore, give me a second to find it. Oh my goodness. Okay, the next day I wore my Loopy For You 9-inch regular pad, my Love Your Reusables light floral pad. Sorry, there's a little bit of staining because I didn't get the chance to do really good stain removal. And my Blue Meadow 6-inch light cotton top. I think there's a layer of flannel and then micro fleece back. And I wore my Eco Hearted, and this is actually a regular absorbency because it's a Zorb core, 8-inch cotton top, Zorb core, Winpro back. So I wore pretty much 2 lights, 1 regular, but I was really wearing it as a light, and then a regular for 4 pads. And then the next day, and that kind of began my process of just wearing 1 or 2 light pads a day. Next day I wore Mimi's Dreams 8-inch, her light pad, cotton top, micro fleece back, and I wore this like all day basically. And from there on it was just, you know, 1 or 2 panty liners that, you know, and I can show you, you know, this Cloth Junkies. This is a Creations by 5. I think it's actually a regular absorbency, but because it has no wings, I use it as a liner. I used a lot of 6-inch Blue Meadow panty liners, and so yeah, these are just little Yurtcraft 6-inch. So that was, and then I used liners for probably, I want to say 2 weeks. And sorry this was such a long video, but that should hopefully give you an idea of what you might end up needing on a daily basis for your postpartum period. So yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and thanks for watching.